machine, but it's called a I don't think, I'm not sure if it's called Embody. It's in Amazon. I can send a link to you if you want. Then from there you can search what you can get in Australia.
Okay, that'll be
After
great.
the meeting,
Okay.
yeah, after the meeting I will send a link to you.
Okay. All right, lovely. Thank you. That'll be great.
So
Very good. Yeah, that'll be fantastic because I don't go to the gym very much. I don't do body scans. I just do some exercises at home.
yeah, well, that is something just so you get to know about you know, here we always say BMI, but then actually it's more important is BMR. And so it helps you to know, for example, I was looking to lose weight, but then, you know, the concern is I really don't want to lose muscle weight. You know, it's the fat I need to lose, not the muscle. So this machine will tell you, are you losing the proper weight or not?
Yes, and we need to build muscle as we get older too, don't we? And increase our protein intake. That was another thing I really took away from Fiji was the amount of protein we're meant to eat each day, which I wasn't getting enough. And now I've increased it. I've noticed that I am building muscle without changing my routine
Correct.
physically. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. So WhatsApp, I'm not very good with WhatsApp, so I'm going to try to figure it out. Do I have you as an individual? How do I find that out? I found
Um,
Eric.
yeah.
um,
Go to
So,
the
so, so, what was the question? Just so you know, just so I just what do you want to know? Because if we eat as like the older that we get and paying more attention to like our movements and our bodies and really integrating the strength type of training, meaning it doesn't need to necessarily be lifting weights, but can even be body weight, something that will move your body, that will lift something heavier. It will start to give the glucose. Is this the thing that you sent in?
yeah, I ended up sending
Oh,
the group
yes.
because I couldn't find Sarah. Sarah,
Thank you,
I don't
May.
think we are connected. It's just you and I, so I couldn't find you. But I'll just send to the group. So that is the scale that I was talking about. But that is pretty good. It just kind of help you to know when you are working out and trying to lose weight. Are you losing the muscle weight or are you losing the fat? Or, you know, how does it impact you with the exercise, with your diet and everything? So you want to keep you want to lose the right type of weight, not the wrong type of weight. At
Right,
least
So
for my
yes.
condition,
there's a measurement of what like the macros that you can take in that I found really helpful for me at the beginning of my journey.
mm-hmm.
Really understanding what type of body type, like ectomorph, endomorph, mesomorph, and then
Okay.
Okay.
from the understanding of those capacities in your body, you then start to really get a better understanding of your goal. First of all, is like, okay, so if I want to gain strength, or if I want to increase cardio, or if I want to generate more endurance, what should I also facilitate with my training as well as with my diet? Because it goes hand in hand, right? And
Yeah,
so
yeah.
it's like people always say is like, uh, you want to get a six pack, you get it done in the kitchen. But fundamentally, it's the food that you will get that will give you the more solid gains in the core.
Yeah.
But fundamentally, you still have to move the rest of your body because as a result of moving your legs, your shoulders, your whatever else, it creates that core. Like if you're whatever you're moving, you're really using your core all the time. So ultimately, knowing the definition comes from the diet in the kitchen. Um, that is something that's really profound. At least for me, that's what I've discovered.
Yep.
And
Yep.
so my encouragement would be to really get clear, if you're an ectomorph, endomorph. I feel like you both kind of have like maybe Sarah, you're taller, so maybe more like ectomorph.
Yep.
Uh,
Okay. I don't know the
and then
difference.
yeah, might be a little bit shorter, so more endomorph. So and then mesomorph are more of these like stocky people right away, right? So but then I would just the differences is basically just body structure. So I would just Google what is an ectomorph, what is an endomorph, what is a mesomorph. It really facilitates the body type, and then from that, uh, you can discover how to integrate macros, which is the implementation of protein, carbohydrates, um, and your fats. So
Okay.
just some insight.
Okay.
Great, thank you.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
fascinating, Eric. I've heard of ectomorph, endomorph, mesomorph, but I didn't recognize that it was linked to diet. And macros is actually something I've only just heard of this year as well. Earlier in the year, I did 75 hard. And in the group we were in, people were talking about macros, and I still don't know a lot about it, to tell you the truth. But years ago, I did Dr. Sandra Cabot's diet and regime, and I know I'm like in our feminine types, I'm a pear, where I know I should avoid cakes and biscuits and baked stuff, which I love, and now I've actually don't eat it anymore. But I went on. There's the pears are gynecoid, android. Android's the bigger shoulders, smaller hips. And the other type is straight up and down. I can't think of that type. And you're meant to eat different foods as well, which I suppose is macros, is it? You're meant to eat different
Yeah,
foods.
so you're saying the exact same thing I'm saying, 100%.
Yeah. Yep.
And I think the names that you just called them Android, and these are just the different names, but it's the same thing as ectomorph, endomorph, mesomorph. So
Yes. Well,
like a
their
different body
name is
type.
for the feminine type that
Okay.
Dr. Sandra
Okay.
Cabot did, because some women, we have bigger hips, smaller shoulders, smaller hips, or just straight up
Yeah.
and down.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
3 types are the same types and have to avoid different foods, because you gain it otherwise in different areas,
Yep.
going on your shape. But yeah, thanks, Eric. I'll look at that because that's fascinating. I know increasing my protein has just helped me and helped me physically too. And I don't have any brain fog. It's amazing.
Well, one of the things that I've discovered about eating, and hi Jacqueline and hi
Hi,
Crystal, good to see you both.
good to
Well,
be
good to
here.
see you, Jack. Yeah.
Hey, Jacqueline.
Hi.
Hi, Jackie.
Hey, everybody.
Every time
Good to
when I
see
call
you.
you Jackie, my daughter look up her head, look at me, say, who's the mom talking to? Her name is Jacqueline too.
Oh, is it? Oh, that's cute.
How you been?
Yeah, good. This diet conversation sounds interesting because that's actually been on my mind. But I wanted to share this cool thing this morning. Oh, or am I interrupting you? I can wait. Were you on a
No,
roll?
go ahead.
No, go ahead, please. Yeah, no.
Oh,
You're not
okay.
interrupting.
Okay.
We stopped because we wanted to make space and get to know what you're up to. That's all.
Oh, okay. Well, you know what? This really interesting thing happened this morning. So a lot of times I'll remember my dreams and think about them when I wake up. And so this morning I, had a dream about an issue I'd had with a partner from, let's see, how old am I? 30 years ago. And I was really like angry about it. And in my this was just before I woke up, so it wasn't fully dreaming, not fully conscious either. And I thought, you know what? this is it. I'm gonna do something about this. I'm no more of this, and I'm gonna confront this issue and da da da. And then I woke up, I'm like, and in this space, it all gets mixed up. My current partner, my ex-partner, whatever. It just all gets mixed up in my brain there. And I woke up and I was like, oh, hang on a minute. That's not Tony at all. I don't actually have this big thing to do with him and fixing the relationship or whatever. And I just you hear in your brain the past, present, and future. It doesn't know the difference and all that. But I hadn't had it spelled out quite so clearly to me until this morning, when I looked at that dream and my reaction and my just like an actual concrete example of it in my life. So that's interesting. So that's something I might do my heart math or whatever, just try to sort of clear that, or maybe I already have through this process. But that's an interesting about the past, present, and future in my subconscious.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's all.
I'm curious. Can I have a question?
Yes.
When you are you're reminding yourself of something, you said your first partner, am I right? Your first partner or 30 years ago partner?
Yeah, 30 years ago partner.
And so why is it resonating this morning with like your obviously your husband Tony? I'm trying to was it a trauma that you were experiencing or what? I just want to get a little bit more clarity for myself.
Yeah, it was something negative. But it has nothing to do with Tony or what he has done, or there's literally no resemblance there. I suppose the only resemblance could be that it was a boundaries issue. And I've been talking about some boundaries issues with Tony. That could be the closest. Like
that's so interesting. So
yeah,
it's so interesting because I think it's really cool that you're recognizing that in yourself. I think it's super profound that you're like, hey, it's coming up from something so far back, and I realize the depth of where it has occurred. And you're saying, oh, I'm gonna choose not to project this onto Tony. I'm gonna choose to take responsibility of it. I think it's amazing.
Yeah, it's different. I haven't had that quite happen that way before. So yeah.
I'm wondering if it's something too, Jackie, that occurred in that relationship that maybe you haven't dealt with, or you've shoved it down and thought, oh, that won't happen. And Tony doesn't have those same traits or characters. You've saw it and you've said, oh no, that's not Tony, so that he's not going to do that to you. But it may have happened in the past relationship and you haven't dealt with it. And it's something feeling that we shove down and then we just shove it down, right? And then maybe journaling or trying to take space or meditating might be able to help release it for you, because it might be something that's sitting in there. Kinesiology is really good too, where it picks up these things, goes to the emotion we were feeling at that time and then helps us release it.
I think it probably is more like that, because when I didn't know about this issue, well, I sort of had a vibe and then found out, and then like that same weekend he actually died in a plane crash. Oh, wow. And so that issue like just was forgotten, and then I was just dealing with the grief. So I've probably never processed that issue, but it was interesting because I woke up like super angry, and like I was all prepared to have a go at Tony or whatever. It's with, you know what I mean? And then it's like, oh, that's not Tony at all.
Yeah, yeah,
Can I,
yeah.
I'm curious if your part, or was he your partner when he died?
Sort of, yes.
Wow, I'm
One of
sorry to
the,
hear that.
yeah, thanks.
Excuse me,
Yeah.
I'm a little bit different on cultural difference here. When you say partner, did you mean husband or just boyfriend, girlfriend at that time?
Well, we were together for 6 years, and then
Okay.
yeah, and we were living in different cities, and we had decided to try and date other people, but not really. We were still, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Connected.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think, the society nowadays, they call everyone partner.
I
I'm always
know.
have confused. When I grew up, when I was younger, I mean, just when someone say partner, in my first response is usually business relationship, a business
Okay.
partner,
Yeah.
not an intimate relationship. Intimate relationship, we are talking about my boyfriend, my husband, my wife. But nowadays, everybody say that's my partner. That's my
Yeah.
partner.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
kind of
that's
like
correct, May. Yeah, that's so true.
So Jacqueline, I'm curious about like that's pretty profound and like very hard. And I just really want to first of all offer my like sincere condolences, because I
Yeah,
could imagine that, going through something like that, that's a pretty major experience,
Yeah.
and
Yeah, it was very major for many years actually
yeah.
afterward. Yeah.
yeah. And
And
sometimes we dream something, he's there, he's come present. So maybe you need to tell him something. Maybe you didn't, or he might need to tell you something, but you might be able to say something to him that was unresolved or unsaid when the accident happened, Jack.
Well,
Yeah.
what I caught, or what I was hearing, is like you shared that he had passed when he was your partner and then laughed. And so is that how you processed it, and have you allowed yourself to actually grieve that experience, because, if I imagine from from what I just heard and observed, is that maybe when things get difficult, or the boundaries you're not allowing yourself to feel, you kind of get comfortable, or in the uncomfort, you make it humorous
Yeah.
and funny for yourself. And just to avoid, maybe not even avoid, but not feel the beauty of those emotions, which, by the way, the grieving part is also part of the beauty of it, of feeling, of emotion, of connection, of depth, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm just curious. I don't know, but it's my hallucination based off of what I thought I saw.
Interesting, because I don't even remember what I said, or I don't remember that laugh. So that's really interesting.
And it's our subconscious, and it's a pattern that you might have developed too, to overcome it all.
I'm thinking about that.
Big impact in your life.
Grieved, yeah, for many years after. Yeah, something to think about.
Yeah, maybe just ask yourself, or maybe don't even think about it, just feel it. And when you get uncomfortable, or something is of depth, do you just laugh it off and kind of move forward, or do you allow yourself to feel it?
That's a good one to ponder or feel.
Beautiful.
Yeah, thank you.
maybe he's trying to communicate with you. You just need to ask, what can I do for you? What should I do for him? Maybe that's I think Sarah could be right, that he's trying to communicate with you, come into your dream, and we believe that could happen a lot too.
Hmm.
And when you feel it, you may be able to process something so profound and have that major breakthrough, that something really, because when we follow the feeling, remember, the emotional mastery allows us to tap into the physical present, because our bodies actually unlock the opportunity to communicate.
Say that again.
So remember, let me break it down.
Okay.
Remember, Tony Tony talks about cognitive mastery, emotional mastery, physical mastery,
Yeah.
right?
Yep. Yep.
So first thing that you have to do is to understand it. Second thing you have to do is to have to feel it. And third thing that you do is you have to then embody it, be it, right? So if you are, if the communication that you're sensing that maybe Sarah is discussing, and then you're kind of slugging off the feeling by laughing at things, and again, this might be a pattern that you do on a regular basis. I've observed it a couple times.
Okay.
So it's something that, you know, the pattern may be recognizing itself right now, and then as a result, by you allowing yourself to feel the emotion and going deeper into that emotion, you can unlock a communication with your body that's actually going to then allow you to embody the breakthrough that you get. And you'll receive something that's deeper.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes.
How does heart met the heart and mind brain and heart coherence sensor working for you?
Yeah, good. It's kind of surprising because when I was doing it, then I would try to go into heart coherence, and that would make it worse. And so it's interesting feedback for me about trying, which is coming from my head. So that's kind of in my big message. I haven't done it consistently every day or anything.
Because you're trying.
Yeah. But if I just, and so now when I do, I've done it a few times now, just throughout the day, all the time when I'm not wearing the sensor, I'm just going, oh, to some of my heart math breathing. And I don't always do it in relaxing situations. Like I took it to the gym, I was doing it there. I'm just trying to kill two birds with one stone. And
Yeah.
doing it, I took it to work and as I'm on my computer and stuff. So I'm just trying. I mean,
Do you see your language?
I
It's
know I said
consistent.
I'm trying.
Consistent trying. There's no try, there's only do. There's whenever your language is consisted of like try to pick up that chair, you know, like you can't, you have to do it. So let go of the trying, because that's coming from your mind, and start just doing it.
Yes, and I've just realized that the trying is actually getting in the way too of my heart coherence. So yes. So that's it so far. That's my report back.
Yeah, I think take some time out too and just journal and try to think of what's deeper in the dream, what really came up, like what incident happened.
Don't try, do it. Do it. Do it. Do it.
You guys.
Just do it. Just do it. Just do it.
Think of the scenario that happened. There was obviously some incident between you both, and that's come up again for you.
Yeah.
And do it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's silly. Oh, puppy.
Hey, Crystal, how are you? Good to see your face. You're always wearing this amazing, beautiful hat. It looks like a beautiful, like this. I love it.
Because I just arrived at the place. It's good. I like you say, Eric. do it. Don't try it.
Yeah.
But I was laughing then. Yeah. I think
One
trying
thing
is
I
in the way.
one thing I
Definitely do it.
wanted Yeah, one thing
Sorry.
I just wanted to share is with Sarah real quick, because you it just came into my head, is that whenever we're thinking about dieting or changing our diet,
Yep.
same thing. It's just about doing it. It's literally we just make it happen. Or same thing with the gym. We just gotta go. We just gotta
Go.
move. We just gotta just do it. So I just wanted to bring that up. I don't know why it just showed up with me right now. But yeah, I just wanted to let them know, because I know that's something that you're working on right now.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. And it's a decision-making process too, isn't it? Like, and getting in and doing it. I think for me that also, yeah, needs to come through to my career a bit too.
Well, I think we do this all, right? Like there's this consistency in being stuck in our heads because that's what the world tells us, that, hey, that's the way we need to operate, is from this uh, cognitive process versus the embodiment process.
Yeah.
Hey guys, how's everyone?
Hey,
Hi.
Dana.
My guys, it's so good to see you all. I wanted to hop on this, and I've been in a bad space. I've been grieving, grieving my dog, and I don't want to say I've been trying. So I am slowly, getting back um to myself. Um, I needed to allow myself that time because he meant so much to me. But it's so good to see you. I've been, I've seen conversations, and I'm trying to, I can't keep up with everything, but I do want to, to be um, part of still our Fiji happy community. I miss it.
It's great to see you.
I have a Force for Good shirt. Um, and I know some of you have been to different events, yeah, and I've been seeing different pictures and whatnot. I signed up for Date of Destiny. I'm really, really, really looking forward to in
Oh,
December.
good.
So
I'll
yes,
see you
love
there.
I'm excited about it. I can't wait. Any tips to prepare for it? I'm all
Go
ears.
all out. Just play all out. Make sure that you're fully committed when you're there. You're like not leaving anything on the table. You're the whatever it takes part of the room. And one of the things that I just want to help, we're always here for you, right? Like we have, by the way, these calls are every day. So
Oh,
you don't need to wait all week. Like I know some of the time zones may be off in terms of some of you
yes.
in Australia, but if you can always watch it back, you can always, like I always post the link, the live link to watch it back if you can't make it. And we have some profound discussions, and you're not like, the thing that I want to really help most people get away from is that they think that they need to be doing this process by themselves. Like there's a lot of
Yeah.
people out here that we, through life, we don't need to do it by ourselves. I did it by myself, and it was something that I don't believe we need to, I believe that there's a reason uh God put me in the jungle by myself for a long time, but that was because I needed to heal some very deep pain, and so to give me a lot more strength. So I believe that, we're here to take care of each other. And I encourage you to really reach out when you need it, because my friend my brother, his dog got killed a couple days ago as well, and he called me and like just was in total, but like I get it, and it's painful and it's something, but none of us need to do anything alone anymore. Like we're
Yeah.
globally connected, we're here for each other, we have a responsibility to take care of each other. This old paradigm of thinking that we need to do things alone is over. It's fucking over. As far as I'm concerned, it's done, and like we don't need to play that game anymore. If you want to be alone, that's a different story, but I'm just saying, you're never really alone anyways, but the point is that if you want presence and you want community, we're here for you.
I know what you mean, and I feel you. I have done most of things in my life, alone without help. I'm away from my family. My family was in Romania and I immigrated to US, so it was just it's been like this. But I am the type of person that I like community. I want to be a part of like-minded people, that I can help them and they can help me, raise our spirits and, help you through hard times, because that's just how it is. It's just like, with the loss, it's so hard because it's, I know I reached out to you and I was very thankful for the prayer. I just thought we had more time and it kind of hit me. Um, he was just an amazing uh, part of our family, small family. So I've been grieving a lot, and I'm working on kind of getting back to myself and picking myself up with certain things. That's where I
Beautiful.
am.
So what can you see as some of the greatest lessons that have made you the profound woman that you are in this moment because of knowing that beautiful soul?
Um,
What are some of the most beautiful experiences that you can reflect on? What are some of the most profound moments? And then as a result, what was that feeling like? And as a result, who did you become because of that feeling? Like that is the magic of all of this, by the way, is when we start seeing the lessons in it all, because it makes us so much more profoundly integrated into the reason. Remember, reasons come first, and then all of a sudden the answers show up because everything
yes.
has a
Well,
purpose.
yes, it does. So, first of all, I to share just a little more,
Please.
I was in a marriage that just a really bad type of domestic violence case, and I was away from my family, and I had my daughter. And he was threatening that if I did something, I would lose my daughter, and she was too little. So I I was afraid of losing my daughter. Um, and so I stayed longer in that relationship, trying to take care of her, and trying to plan, and do something. And I don't consider myself, there's the term of victim of domestic violence. I don't consider myself a victim. I consider myself a fighter of domestic violence, because I fought to get us out of that. And in learning that um, I I can get through anything, learning that I can, just I fought a lot for us, and not giving up. Been in many situations where, it was probably the easiest way to give up, and I didn't. In the same time, I have had, you know, a few people that have helped me in my life that I'm very grateful for, in those moments when I need it. And I want to do that for others, to be there when they need, because the biggest part of, you know, when everything goes well, it's easy for people to be there, but then when, you know, your ships are sinking, um I've seen many people run away. So I'm very grateful, you know, for those people that were there for me at that time. And I've also had quite a few strangers that, you know, kind of extended a hand to me, and meant, you know, it was just huge. um, and I would like to, you know, I've always tried in my life to be open and help others as well and be there, because I want to be that person, whether as someone that's close to me or a stranger that needs a hand, or a word or a shoulder, you know. This is, um, I think that I went through that for a reason. So I I'm hoping and I want to do more with it. You know, that's pretty much um, behind
So
what's behind me.
yeah, so maybe stop trying and just do it. Uh that's the seems to be a theme today. Um
Just do it.
yeah.
Showing my journal, which was on my lap the whole time.
But this is
And
the thing, is
yeah,
giving ourselves the grace of saying, hey, we don't need to get stuck in our heads to try to figure it out. We just need to do it. Because by doing it, you'll get the feedback of what you really get to create. And as a result, you get to create it, because then you get the immediate feedback of what's happening in your immediate environment. And people will tell you, hey, that's not right, that's good, that's wrong, that's you, and you get to adjust immediately. And from those adjustments, that adaptability, that flexibility, those are signs of genius, by the way. It doesn't take, you know, a brilliant mind to try. It takes a brilliant mind to do, to go out there and act consistently without worrying what other people think. And then as a result, you get the reflection back to then, as a result, see how you can adjust and adapt and nature, nurture, and look, and then all of a sudden it starts to become fun. And that fun becomes play, and that play becomes your life.
Mhm.
yeah. And I think too, Dana, what's just occurred like just recently with the past week with your loss, it's taken you back in the past. And that's in the past, like with Fiji, like what they said was in the past. And but it's brought up that similar emotion, you know, to what you went through with your past marriage, because that still is part of loss and a grieving process, you know, because the marriage doesn't work out to what our blueprint is or anything like that.
Yeah.
And so it's brought up old emotions. And I
I
think
love
this
that you
goes
thought.
back to Jackie's dream a little bit as well, because we shove these emotions down. And then if we need to make space and deal with them and sit with them and allow them to happen, so that they, you know, we deal with them and get rid of them so they don't come back up again. Because
Process.
we have these challenges again, and we will continue to have challenges all the time, our whole
Yeah.
life. And and the other thing is, your ex, he was there for a lesson, whether it was a lesson from a past life or something. We have to take that lesson and take that
I
lesson.
know. Yeah.
And that helps us deal with that situation as well. So that when things come up again, that loss is a part of life, in whatever form, and it's how we deal with it and recognize it. And also, Eric said, think about the perfect, you know, like the good moments in it as well. Like, you know, it's a time of celebration as well in that loss, as well as the lesson, of course.
Mm.
Yeah.
that's why I don't, like I said, I don't look at it behind with, I don't, I always look forward. I don't look behind. But I don't think of it as something, oh, this happened to me. I think it happened for a reason. I think, it made me who I am. And I've learned that I have all this strength that I can go through anything and I can move forward and I can move past. Um, and
Mm.
it's, it helps you also discern, you know, um, good things in your life and appreciate what you have. Um, Gratitude is so important because it it is part of, this is one of the reasons why I loved, and Tony attracted me so much, that, gratitude it's a huge part of, every day. Otherwise, not being, being ungrateful, what could that bring? There's always something to be grateful for.
Yeah.
Always, so.
Ungratefulness puts us into suffering, and it's not the ideal state. We need to be in a peak state, right?
I have a question, Dana. Where
Yes.
did you get the dog? Did you bring him from your relationship with your ex-husband?
No, I separated in 2009 from
Mhm.
my ex. It took me 7 years to completely, be divorced and everything. So it was a lot. That's behind. No, we got Alice in 2014. We adopted him. He was a puppy. We got him from one of the high kill shelters.
Mhm.
Um, and it was at a time when I had some attacks at the house at night, some fires before my hearings for divorce. Twice before two of my hearings, I had fires at the house, and the second one was right behind the house, close to our gas line. My daughter and I could have just blown up that night.
Mm.
And then I needed, I wanted, I've always loved animals. I'm a nature lover, an animal lover. Um, and I knew that I wanted a guard dog, someone that could alert us,
Mm.
because there were a lot of other things on my property, destroyed my vegetable garden. Literally,
Mm.
whoever was there for a long time. Um, and so that's how that's when I decided it's never like the right time to get a puppy, so to speak, as you have to invest time and teach them. And I decided
Yeah.
right then and there, that I wanted, so we got him. And he was just and I'm very happy. He was an amazing addition to us, and he was the best guard dog, and he was a therapy dog too,
Yeah. Yeah.
um, and so it's a big loss, but nevertheless, very, very grateful that we had him in our lives.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
For protection and comfort and all of that. But that would have been, I've gone through a divorce with someone who would now be I certainly don't view myself, it was a very brief marriage, and but I had a child, and he tried all kinds of sort of coercive control, is what they would call it now. It wasn't recognized by the courts at the time, but I had a number of court um, hearings, and over the years, which is unusual. They said we were in a very low percentage, like maybe only 3% would have a situation like that. So I learned to just represent myself in court, and it would always escalate at key times, like when I was pregnant with my second child, when I was marrying my second husband, those sorts of things. And but fortunately every time we went, my ex would get less and less time, which with my son, because everyone could see what he was doing, but I couldn't speak of it because that was considered that I was a bad person. It's just such a weird thing going through the family court of Australia.
Oh goodness. Mm.
That is a trauma in itself. And
Yeah.
and anyway, so that comfort that puppy, that taking you away from that awfulness, that would have just been magic, you know. So I understand how much he would have meant to you. Yeah.
It was just
And he played a role in a crucial time of your life, right?
yes, absolutely. I know it's his he was an angel here and now he's an angel up there. So that's how I see him.
Mm,
Um I
Yeah.
have he's tiny when he was a puppy. I have a picture in with what that says my rescue me, my because he's a rescue, you know.
yeah.
So it's true. It's he was, just peace of mind for me too when I wasn't home, because my daughter wasn't alone. So it played a huge part of our family. He will always be part of our family, and now I can talk about him without crying, because that was,
Mm,
a big part of me. I just couldn't. I would come home and is that moment, fraction of a second when your brain doesn't recognize yet that is just used to open the door and him being there,
yeah.
and then it would hit me. So it's a process.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you
So
think it came out of the corner of your eye, that one.
Yes. Yes. Or I hear when I I was coming the other day, I was coming home and I heard the stairs, and it was actually my daughter, but it was like it was him running down to
Mm,
knowing that I was here. It's just there, these things but in the same time, I've lost my mom 20 years ago. In the spring, there were 20 years. She died when she was my age that I am now. She died young. And there are times even now when for a fraction of a second, I'm thinking, oh, I want to share this with her. Um, it is just, they will always be a part of us.
yeah, so
And you
you're
still
always
can. Yeah.
yeah, you're always sharing them, right? So one thing I just wanna really emphasize, when you said he's an angel up there, all of a sudden this beautiful little boy showed up and did not screen.
Yeah.
But we don't pay
All
attention
right.
to these things, right? So all of a sudden your this transition of energy is actually super present. And all of a sudden it's like you said that and in the moment, but we're not paying attention because we're so stuck without being present. And so here's the thing is like that energy, that soul, that spirit is always here. It's not anywhere else. Heaven and hell are inside of us. And it's how we choose to walk through life that actually will allow us to build it or create it. Do we choose to create heaven on earth or do we choose to create hell on earth? The decision is ours.
It's true, 100%. Yes.
So the transition of his energy and anybody that has passed is here with us right now, in this moment. All of our
Yeah.
ancestors, all of our loved ones, all of our beloveds, they're all
Yeah.
here supporting this grace, this kindness, this peace, this brilliance, this wisdom that is coming
Yeah.
through all of us.
They're all
So it's
around
something
I
that
us.
we always want to remember because that is the reason of life. It's to celebrate it, not to not. Yes, there's
Yeah.
experiences of mourning and grieving, feeling and emotion. Ultimately, it's the life that matters. So beautiful, beautiful plaque there.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's My rescue dog rescued me, and this is how when we got him, this is how he was.
Oh,
Gorgeous. So
beautiful.
brilliant.
And also when you said he was an angel, went to the sky, you also sat up and like started to breathe deeper too. Because it brought a peace.
Yes, it's just,
But it also it took away the suffering because you were in a suffering state earlier, which, is grief, right? And that's okay. But once we sit in that and then change the focus and meaning, or the language and meaning, it changes our state, right?
yes.
And then take away that beauty of what he brought you in that period of your life. And with your mum, as Eric said, our ancestors are with us all the time. She's sitting there right beside you now. You can sit and talk to her now and tell her all about it. Share the
Um, my sister called me. Um, she's in Romania. She left a message because it's a time difference between us. So the day that I lost him, that night she called me and she said, I'm going to work, but I wanted to leave this message for you. I wanted to let you know that I dreamt mom. And she was smiling and she was waving at me, and Atlas was next to her, jumping around, and she was petting him, and she's like, I started to walk towards them, and then I woke up. And so it is for me, these are those spirits that meant the most to me, and in my mind they're together,
Of
still
course.
Yeah.
watching over us. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Getting back to dreams, Jacqueline. So
Yeah,
yes, Jackie, yeah.
like your mom
Back.
watched over you too.
Yes.
Wow, that's special. Are you?
Um,
You sound like you're very connected with your sister as well.
I
And
am. We speak as often as we can. Yes, it's a 7 hour difference, but sometimes after work I call her, or if not every other day at least. Sometimes every day, sometimes every other day, depending on what we have going on in our lives. But yes.
that's lovely, isn't
Mhm.
isn't it nice? Because my family's overseas as well, and it used to be $1 a minute to ring them. And I didn't speak much when I first moved over here, but now it's free all the time and we speak all the time. It's so wonderful.
It was $3 when, like, years ago, and we didn't have any of this when I
Yes.
first came here. So
Wow.
I would call for like 3 minutes. After
Yeah.
3 minutes, it was $3. It was more. So I would call for like 3 minutes once a month. I can't even imagine, not talking to my daughter for a month, and then just talking for 3 minutes.
Yeah.
But that's how it was. So I I know this is amazing that we can all connect,
Mm,
from all kinds of, it doesn't matter where you are in the world. It's amazing.
yes. Yes. Mm.
You guys are doing so much for me. I'm so happy that, I saw, we had the hurricane here.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
uh, yes. We we had Helene. I don't know if you hear on the news, but it passed like right close to us. So um I've been more with, okay, a lot of places here are flooded. We've been blessed, and um I just have to take the sandbags from front of my door.
Wow.
But
Are you
I
in
saw
Florida?
yes, I'm in Florida. Yes. Close
Wow.
to Tampa.
Mm,
Wow.
Yes.
Be safe.
Thank you.
mm. Yes, we have relatives in Florida, so I was looking at it as well.
No. Yes, I remember. I remember you saying
Oh, okay.
when we were in Fiji about, yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, let me know when you guys visit.
I will. I will. Are you scared? Like it frightens the daylights out of me. Like some people seem like they just casually deal with it, but that would I would find that really scary.
No, I am. It scares me. Well, I'm not from here. We moved from Pennsylvania after Bella graduated. My daughter graduated from high school, and we didn't have to, to tell her father where we're going. Then we moved. So, but I moved closer to the water because I grew up by the Black Sea, and we always loved the water and being close to. It's scary. It is. We are in a good space here where, and it's not one of the flooded prone areas. But it is. We are pretty close. I don't know. In the long run, we'll see if I'll still stay here. It looks like the weather globally is changing, so something to keep in mind for sure.
Yes.
Interesting. I love it. I love it how you're starting to capture all of the patterns of your experience, and you're starting to see the lesson in everything from a different perspective. It's really nice to see how many things were caught, and then you're shifting your perspective literally live on the call. It's profound because Sarah's actually giving you awareness. Jackie's everyone's supporting you, by the way, and it's like we're able to kind of like, it's like a muscle, right? Boom, boom, boom. And you're stepping into your higher self, literally from the beginning of the call to where you are now. Look at your smile, look at your state, look at the way that you are. It's completely shifted.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
It means I love you all. It means
Beautiful.
so much to me. I'm glad I saw it because
Yeah.
it wasn't because that's why I said with the hurricane on my mind and whatnot, I didn't really, I wasn't aware of what time it is and what, and then I looked and I saw the link
So
and I'm
look
like,
how
oh, I'm doing
powerful we
fine.
are. We go in the eye of the hurricane, and we just create light.
Yes. Let's go.
It's so good
Let's
you could do it.
go. That's power. This is what light does.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely. Brings out the power, right?
The lighthouse in the middle of the hurricane.
Yeah, definitely. And that's the beauty of these calls too. Like, I just thank you, Eric, for doing this, because you're right. We don't have to do this on our own. We do UPW, went home and don't know about anyone else, but have a Tony low and then face society the way it is. And then I look forward. I honestly have to say, I didn't want to get out of bed this morning. I just thought, but I'm like, yes, I've got our call. I can't wait. And then it just,
oh yes, it's early for you guys.
Because it's, yeah.
What time is it there?
It's now 9:10 in the morning.
Oh, okay.
Queensland, Australia. Hey, Jackie.
Oh,
7 p.m. here.
Dana, I'm coming to Florida. We land on the 30th of November. Marita just texted. She's a bit unwell, and she said to say hello to everyone.
Oh, tell her hi.
You know what?
Marita and I are landing on the 30th of November. We'll be there a week before and a week after, and then we go to Vancouver, Eric. That's why I asked how far away are you, because we'll be at Vancouver for a week and then come back to Australia on the 23rd.
Well, I was thinking to see if I'd organize a group of us to go like snowboarding or skiing or something like this after Date with Destiny, so like a whole group of us can go. Yeah, it would be nice. I mean, I'm gonna try to figure it out, or not. I'm gonna figure it out. See, I love myself. Look at that. See, it's
I have screws in my right ankle and not a lot of range of motion in it. I've skied before. I don't know if I could ski now.
I don't ski, unfortunately.
I love it.
I'll catch the gondola up and Do they have like a little sled you could sit on?
Or we can whatever. I mean, we'll figure it out. But like, it nonetheless, it'd be nice to all be in person for a bit. So,
Yeah, yeah.
figure out an experience.
So where is snow? Where were you thinking?
Whistler.
Oh, right. Well, Marita and I are coming to on the 16th. We stay in Florida a few days afterwards to get over our Tony Low and look at and stay in Florida, and then we fly up to Vancouver.
Yeah, Marita.
So let me
messaged
know,
me.
Sarah. Let
Oh,
me
yeah.
know when you come. Yeah, sorry, Eric.
30th of November we land in Florida. And the
Cool.
date with Destiny is the 6th.
Mhm.
Amazing. I'm curious about Crystal and Renat because you guys don't have your cameras on. I'm curious to know a little bit more. Tell us about the last week. No? Okay. Well, I really wanted to share that I'm really grateful because May has been such a support since last week. May has been helping me so much. And I am so thankful to this woman. She's been such a profound wisdom. Today we had like 3 meetings and she was just like like different people. She met the whole team. So I just wanted to really highlight May and her wisdom and her grace and kindness and in such deep service. I'm very grateful for you, May. Thank you.
You're welcome. Wait until you receive my invoice. You may not say thank you.
It's okay. We're sending you an offer anyways. So
Are you an accountant or are you in finance?
sorry?
I said, Jackie, are you in accounting or finance? What field are you in? You seems to always we like have the same connection when we talk about the subjects.
Okay, so I'm a nurse, but
You are a nurse.
since a young child, I have always somehow attracted money, and I love it. It lights me up. Like, I used to sell fruit in the market when I was a tiny thing. My aunt gave me this big box of stickers. I sold them at the school, and I had pants with pockets down to my knees, and they would be full and jingling, and the teachers had to say, "Hey, please stop selling these stickers because the kids are spending all their lunch money on it."
Nice. Already an
So
entrepreneur.
you're quite an entrepreneur.
And as I've gotten older, it's sort of, then I went through this phase. That was me young, and then as a teen, I hated money because my parents were all about making money because we came from a poor background, and I was left alone a lot. And so I was like, and then and I wasn't getting the love I wanted. So I, hated money. And then, it got to, then as a single, well, I had more money than I really needed because I just liked camping and bopping around and whatever. But bought a house early because I could see that was a clever thing to do, even though I never lived in it and never even saw it. But then it wasn't until I had my first son, and then I was like, something snapped. And I'm like, what? I need a yard. It's got to have a trampoline. And, all I got serious. And so then I read.
I like how you stood up and you're like, I got serious. That was good. I think that was good. The physiology completely shifted. Amazing.
Stop noticing everything, Eric.
It's the 2 millimeter moves, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at the pattern interrupt. It's so profound. It changes.
I read everything. I flew, and then I'm in Alice Springs where there's not a lot of opportunity and stuff. I'd be flying on the weekend. I'm doing workshops with the Reno Kings. I'm doing this and that.
Right.
I did up my granny flat. I had this second income from my granny flat, and that's what enabled me to tip over the edge. So I just always worked school hours so I could be with him.
Mhm.
And but I worked really hard at the other times, and I did the granny flat myself. I used to do a lot of renovating, and then learned wherever I could. Like, we brought in this stupid, weird salesman dumb thing that I knew I was never gonna do, and just to learn a few things from, like, I was just trying to learn from everyone. And then he was the first one to set me on my way to say, if you can buy a house without having a deposit, and you just use, this sounds so simple to me now, but I didn't know it at the time, but you just use the equity house and whatever. I was like blown away, and I bought more houses. And yeah, and then so I've been doing lots of things like that in my life. To my motivation, my why is, it was the trampoline in the backyard. Now it's so we could go to Tony Robbins things, see our family. It's stuff like that, and that's evolving now as well. And now, as we're getting older, I'm looking at Tony, and he's getting upset with me because we've got some things that haven't quite, it'll pay off maybe in a year, and so things are a little tight right now, and but I'm spending money as if they weren't. So the equity's going lower and lower.
How many houses have you got now, Jackie?
Well, we've sold a whole lot. So now it's just the one. I'm doing different things now. I'm doing options in land reserves. I got different things going on that are a little less. They're just different. And anyway, so then I go, dude, you have what? 15 years left. I'm counting it down, and we're gonna maximize. You're gonna best time in those 15 years, and haven't got a day to waste, so yeah. So that's me and my thing, and I'm trying to learn all the time. I'm good with spreadsheets, good with numbers.
You're doing it.
Oh, I'm
Yes, she's
There
doing
you
it.
go.
doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Do it with your
Good for you.
you guys are
Look at all the energy and all the spirit, the upbeat
Yeah.
spirit you have right now. Just think about that anytime you need to pick up yourself. Just
Yeah,
think about that.
thanks.
Yep.
So amazing.
That's
I
to
like
listen.
yours. I connect with you on that level, May.
I can see that. Yeah, that's great. Well, interesting enough that Eric got me into Bitcoin, and so now I live, eat, drink, and sleep with the Bitcoin. And I was in Fiji. I was like, okay, what's my plan for the next few months or next year? I was going to determine. I'm not going to wait. I'm going to get my dream beach house with the sunset and sunrise view. That's the only thing I want in my life now. Not a need, it's a want. And then after I started to listen to Michael Saylor, everything about Bitcoin, I'm thinking, house is not going to be here when I die. Bitcoin will stay here forever. If I leave a beach house for my children, probably it's more problem for them, trouble for them, rather than to enjoy. Probably Bitcoin they get to enjoy, for generations to come. So I'm not having a second thought about that beach house now. Maybe I'll still get it, but not at a grand scale I wanted. Maybe just a little tiny cottage. So anyway, we'll change as we learn, as we grow, as we acquire new knowledge, new understanding. Our needs and desires and wants could change too.
Yeah.
Wisdom.
Yeah.
Wisdom. Rinat, brother, do you want to share?
Hey guys, how are you?
Hey, Renat.
Hey.
Good to see all your bright faces. It's amazing, like a boost of positivity every weekend. I've been navigating some dark places these past weeks, so that hard math coherence thingy helped a lot, actually. And also had an opportunity to appreciate some amazing people in my life. Had a call
Great.
with JJ. JJ is just, I don't know, my soul brother, I guess. He's amazing. So, and in 2 days, I'm going to a 10-day journey to some sacred places. I hope that will help as well and light me up even more. So yeah, happy to be here.
What kind of sacred place is that?
It's I'm a Muslim, so I'm going to the Kaaba to visit the
Oh,
pilgrimage place.
Ikaba, is that in Turkey?
Now that's
Where
in
is it?
Saudi Arabia, I think. I'm not
Oh,
sure.
okay.
I'm not so good with geography.
All
Mecca and
right,
Medina.
that sounds fun.
Yeah.
Special.
Spiritual
Yeah.
journey.
Yeah, it's actually physically challenging as well. So it's like a pilgrimage that you do with nothing, like even you're not allowed to wear normal clothes, like no electronics, no nothing. So
Oh.
I think it will be a good grounding experience, so to say.
Sounds like in Fiji, huh? When we went through that fasting and all the diet in Fiji. Wow.
I think Fiji's gonna be a cushion. Sound like a cushion on compared to this.
Renat, can you clarify when you say don't wear normal clothes? Does that mean you're naked or you?
No, you're not.
normal
No,
Muslim clothes? Like,
no.
some of these things you go naked, right?
No, there's a special type of clothing which is basically like a piece of cloth that's only held by, I guess, strings. Like you can't have anything soon. So
party.
yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say like a toga. Yeah.
Yeah.
How
Something
long?
like that. Yeah.
How long is it going to be? How many days?
We're gonna be 7 days. So
Mm-hmm.
obviously, like you go in and out of those. It's like a hike between various sacred places in a 44-degree
That sounds fun.
heat.
Wow.
Are you allowed to talk to each other, or it's going to be
Yeah.
complete silent?
Silent.
Oh, yeah.
No.
Okay. Interesting.
Mm.
Well, have a very spiritual trip, enlightened trip. How's that?
It's actually interesting, honestly. Like this is all about, I guess, manifesting things, because obviously I always maybe wanted to go to those places, but it seemed like a very far and distant thing. And then this opportunity literally just found me. So I'm going as part of a group as with some students as one of the teachers. So it's also like subsidized by the workplace. So it's a really good opportunity for me. Yes.
Perfect.
And
yes.
very needed at this point.
Yeah, that's great. That's great.
What's your intention for it, other than manifestation? I'd like to get you a little bit focused on what's your outcome and specifics.
Outcome is, actually that when we spoke about this journey to, I forgot the lady's name, about the tribes and all of that. So I wanted to do something like that for a while, but I guess a similar type of distancing from the everyday and looking deeper into my, I guess, purpose, motivation, what I really need and appreciate. And yeah, I guess my new primary question is gonna be the drive. How can I appreciate even more all the blessings and grace that I already have in my life? So just trying to reconnect with that. I mean, I honestly believe that there is there's like a million different ways. Some people believe in Christianity, Buddhism, Islam. Is just, to me, it's all one thing. Some
Beautiful.
people call it the universe, the ultimate knowledge, whatever. I just want to get tap more into that, I guess.
Beautiful.
And I really like the aspect where I honestly, like, I don't even want to take my phone with me. Not sure if it's going to be possible, but I just want to disconnect from all those things, because I mean, I'm a technology guy, so there's a lot of screens and technology in my life, and like,
Well, it's
I'm wearing,
possible if you make it possible. You get to
yes,
decide.
yeah, like
That's
But
the
you might
beauty.
find that you enjoy a lot without electronic, without a civilization for a few days or a while. You might find that it's really refreshing.
yeah,
At least
it's
that's my
interesting
experience.
how, like, I still want to do the tribe thing, because it's interesting, because that place is, although like there's a lot of pilgrims, but it's kind of crowded. But then I also want to still experience the tribe thing, where it's more like secluded, far away from the world, in the Amazon. And
So
honestly, actually, I have a friend from India as well, and I would like to visit those places too, because, like I said, I believe it's all one. It's all different looks at the same thing. So I'm open to all kinds of spiritual experiences.
So
Yeah.
one thing I would like to suggest is, based off of you going to where you're going and it being crowded, find the peace of that.
Yeah.
Because it sounds like your soul wants to find the peace of that.
No,
Right?
actually, I believe that, especially like when we spoke about that coherence, and I've done the first like 7 days into coherence thing, I think all those people coming together, it should actually amplify, because all those people coming seeking the same thing, the same connection. And I just really want to experience that aspect of it as well. So I actually appreciate it being that way. Like I said, like, honestly, I am surprised at how things come up in my life when,
Look how
like,
quick you're manifesting, bro. Do you see how fast you're
yes,
manifesting?
just, I don't know. Yes, that's what blows my mind, honestly.
So you're immediately finding the solution. You're immediately stepping into the solution. You're immediately choosing to direct your energy in towards a solution. So it's fascinating that you're actually already on the path in such clarity, and you're ready to receive, bro. So enjoy. It's all happening, bro. And by the way, with India, if you want to go to Ekam, where I was with Anandagiri and Krishnaji and that Tony talks about, uh, let me know. I can send you details and stuff, or I could connect you, or whatever you need if you decide to go.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I'm honestly, and again, when you say manifesting, for the most of my previous life, I actually didn't feel myself worthy of going to that holy place. And I think after being through Tony's stuff, I actually, again, allowed myself the idea of it. And like you said, it just manifested literally within months' time. So that's honestly surprising. Like, I don't know.
There's this beautiful saying that when the student is ready, the teacher appears, but when the student is really ready, the teacher disappears. So take that for what you feel. Pay attention.
When the student is really ready, the teacher disappears. Wow. I
And
haven't heard, like, I heard the first bit, but I never heard the second one.
I have to think.
Because
Take it in. It's profound. Crystal, I know, I don't know if you're open to share. We got a few minutes left, but it'd be nice to just hear how your week's been real quick before we go. If you feel like opening up, if not, that's fine too. There you are.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Would you like? Do you want to share a little bit about anything?
Well, I was getting slow progress. Has been getting slow progress in, getting in touch with different retirement villages. Talking about the thing that Sarah and I wanted to do. I just felt like with my full-time job, times are really limited. Like I only get like a bit of time during my lunch break to reach out and call those people, because they often like finish at 4 o'clock or something like that. So I'm just thinking, oh, this is getting really slow, and I don't know if I were to be able to not, or reduce my work hours, I probably would have better, faster progress in this little passion that I want to pursue. So I guess that's where I'm at, and I want to see what you guys think about.
When you say it's a little passion, that's probably why you're creating little time. So if it's a big passion, you might create big time. You might create a lot of time. You might make time. You might find time. You might do whatever the fuck it takes. So this is the decision that you get to step into. And I imagine that it sounds like, based off of the contrast that I'm receiving right now, look, they not created the time of 10 days to go somewhere, do it, to integrate it, right? He made the time. So this is something profound that's coming towards him. Now, the decision is yours. If you choose that this is a little passion, it's a little passion. That's not real passion. Or do you choose to make it happen and like put all your energy, where focus goes, energy flows? And how do you choose to live? That's your decision. But I encourage you. Oh, apparently I lost her. I lost her.
Her passion happened. Wait another minute.
I actually think she was frozen for a while, I think.
Yeah, so if she watches this back, there she is.
She's back.
Yeah.
My computer was about to go flat. Maybe hers did the same. No.
I understand what the full-time job and the time restriction is there for me too. I understand part of what she's talking about, because it's a whole lot of time that that is going into the full-time job. So you have to look at all the other and intentionally make time for what is more important. And there are a lot of things that we all want to accomplish and do. So it's prioritizing.
It's a constant choice.
Just being too. Sometimes you can email and get things rolling, and that doesn't take much time at all.
Yeah. And you can remember, everything is the value of relationships. So whenever
yes. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Okay, I gotta run. I can't hear anybody, but anyways, it's good to see everybody. Big love.
Thanks,
And
Sarah.
we'll see you guys next week.
Everyone.
Thanks,
Bye,
Jackie.
guys.
Thanks,
Have a great week, everybody.
Thanks.
Bye-bye. Love you all.